What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. And today we have another massive release reaction for you guys. We have a lot of awesome brands in this video. I believe we have some JC Wings, some Phoenix, and all kinds of models to assess in today's video. I really hope you guys are excited for it. And without any further delay, you guys already know the drill. Let's get started. So we're going to start right here with Phoenix. I believe this is their August 2022 set, something like that. So really excited to see what Phoenix has in store, and JC Wings and everybody else in this video. Really excited, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. I hope you guys are excited for it as well. And without any further delay, let's get started with the new Phoenix releases. So super excited for Phoenix to see what they got going for this month, and it's going to be really cool to see what they got going. So with all that being said, let's take a look at the Phoenix in the 1 to 400 scale. Let's get started. The first aircraft for Phoenix is a Condor Green Stripes Airbus A330-900 Neo Delta Alpha in November Romeo Delta, in the Condor Island livery. So quite a unique livery. I'm sure you guys have definitely seen it online at this point, kind of looking like a candy cane or whatever. It's quite a unique livery to say the least, and I don't know how I feel about it. I'm really on the fence. It's grown on me a little bit, but I still don't really like it. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section. But quite an interesting model right here, and really good for anybody that likes Condor, but quite an interesting aircraft to say the least. And yeah, Phoenix doing their thing. What can I say? And it's quite an interesting release. And also, sorry about the chair. Trying to get a better chair over here so it keeps just moving around and all kinds of stuff. So I apologize about that, but nevertheless, the Condor Green Stripes A330 looking pretty good. And then next up we have a Red Stripes Airbus A321. Very nice. Quite a unique aircraft. This is the Condor Passion livery. So very similar. It looks like a little bit of difference there, obviously, with the aircraft type and all. So quite a nice livery, to say the least. This one looks even more like a candy cane, a full-fledged candy cane at that point. And quite an interesting aircraft, to say the least. Delta Alpha Tango Charlie Golf. So quite a unique aircraft. And yeah, Condor is doing its thing. So there is the red one. Following that, we have the blue one. I did not necessarily glance, but I saw online all these Condors, so I'm not necessarily surprised, if that makes sense, why they keep doing, just to clarify. But this is the Airbus A321 Delta Alpha Tango Charlie Foxtrot. This is the C livery, so massive Condor release. So whichever one you want, it's kind of cool, like Brandon for Frontier, whatever. You can get whichever one you want. So that is the cool part about this. So again, quite a unique aircraft, but what can I say? This is the standard here for Phoenix this month. And now I'm assuming we're going to have a yellow Airbus A321. The Condor Sunshine. I can't really say if I absolutely love any of these, but hey, there they are, to say the least. So you got them, you do it, whatever you think. So yellow's looking good too. Delta Alpha India Alpha Bravo, or Delta, excuse me, looking good. And then we have the green once again. This is on the A321 Neo though this time, and this is Delta Alpha Tango Alpha Charlie. So another good looking aircraft, to say the least. Nice job there by Phoenix. And finally, a Cathay Airbus A340-300 Bravo Hotel X-Ray Oscar, and they have it labeled as miscellaneous because Cathay Pacific's really big on copyright and all, so quite interesting to say the least. But hey, there you go. And again, sorry about the chair. I'll just let it fall and bring down the microphone if needed. So very nice right there on the 340. And how about an Airbus A340-200 Foxtrot Oscar India Tango November? So really nice to see the 200 variant. Don't see a ton of airliners in the A340-200 range, so it's really cool to see that Phoenix is coming in to fulfill these desires. So really cool release right there for Phoenix. I think that's a really good one. I'll be very excited to see how that does. So I like the livery on it. It's a very unique aircraft and looks really cool. So nice job right there by Phoenix. And following that, we have a Thai Airways MD-11 Hotel Sierra Tango Mike Golf in the King's logo livery. Really nice aircraft. This is a big one. It has a sticker on it too, but I think that this is a pretty high demand retro model in the international realm. So really cool to get to see that, and I think that is a very nice aircraft. So that is really cool, and you love to see it right there for Thai. Very nice. Really cool livery, to say the least. And this one is a normal one, just no decal. Hotel Sierra Tango Mike Foxtrot. So this one especially is going to be very sought after. I believe it's been done before. Can't for 100% for sure answer that question. But it's really cool to see Ty making that happen right there. So you love to see it right there. That's really nice. Very cool. And following that, we have this next one, a third one. In this one, I don't even know what the difference is with this one. I'm looking between the two, and I'm not seeing anything of huge note, so I'm not sure what the difference is with this one, but it's another MD-11 with a slightly different number, so I think they must just did two tail numbers, which is not uncommon for companies like Phoenix to do. So another unique release, and quite interesting to see there for Phoenix. Quite awesome, quite unique to say the least. How about a JAL One World Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner? This is JA or Juliet Alpha 861 Juliet. So kind of surprised they're doing another one because they already did one, so I guess they're going to do the whole fleet of One World 789. So nice to see another one though. I think it looks really good in Japan livery, and I definitely hope to get one someday. Let me know if you guys got it, and if so, from any company NG. Phoenix, and I think JC May did it. And let me know what you guys think about it. Maybe it was JC that did it. I thought it was Phoenix, maybe it was JC. But nevertheless, really cool to see that right there from Phoenix. And a China Eastern Airbus A330-200 Bravo 5025 and the World Skills 2020 livery. Quite a unique livery. Never seen that one before, but this one's not quite as the same as the anime type side that you'll usually find in that region. So really cool to see this one. I think this is a cool livery, and I really like that picture right there on that bridge. That is quite cool. So really nice livery right there for China Eastern. And an Aer Lingus Airbus A321neo Golf Echo India Romeo Hotel. Really cool to get to see this one as well. Gemini jets did this aircraft 3 or 4 years ago, so really cool to see another iteration of it with the interesting Airbus mold from Phoenix. So it'll be interesting to see how this one comes out, but I hope it turns out pretty good. So very cool to see that aircraft right there and iteration of the Aer Lingus A321neo. And now we have some restocks as well, and that's just on the Easy Toys website. I'm not sure if the sale's still going, so won't promote it too much because I'm not completely sure, but if it is, feel free to go check it out. So nice release right there from Phoenix. Quite a few Condors, and yeah, quite a variety. So interesting to say the least, but hey, we got it made, and that was it right there. Going into this, I believe this is going to be an Antonov 225 in the 400 scale. Yes, Air Force One Models is making it, which is really cool. So very excited to see this. I'm kind of curious what the price is if they still have it in stock, because it's probably an interesting aircraft to say the least. Price on here, sorry, the actual Wi-Fi here is not very good, but if I put on my hotspot, it's ridiculous. So I'll try and save some David there. Only $54, so that's a really good deal for this aircraft. It looks fairly detailed, as you guys can see from this assessment. So quite a unique aircraft. It even has landing gear and all, so pretty good. Kind of reminds me of that plastic 124 I got. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So pretty good deal for such a big aircraft. But let me know if you guys know much about Air Force One, if you guys have tried them and all. I'd be eager to hear how they've been and all that fun stuff. So feel free to let me know what you guys think. And hate my chair so much, but what can I say? Alrighty, very nice. So that was nice and quick. And into the next release. Let's see what we have next. Let's see. Nope, not NG models for pre-order. We've already done that. Aero Classics we already assessed. And Aviation 400 with some more Airbus A350s. So let's see which ones those are. I'm excited to see what Aviation 400 has going this month. So really cool. And I can't decide which mouse I want to use. I guess I could just bring the mouse. Yeah, I'll just put it right here on my thigh. There we go. So, or here, I can just put it right here on the table. So now we have an actual method to work. So now we're in really good shape. So improvising at its finest. So let's see what we have next for Aviation 400. Here we go. It's going to be interesting to see. So let's take a look. Aviation 400, we have a French P Airbus A350-1000 Foxtrot Hotel Mike India X-Ray. That's a really cool aircraft. Really excited to see that right there. French B's had a couple of A350s done. I believe the 900 was done by NG Models. So really excited to see the 1000 done here by Aviation 400. I'm sure that'll be a really nice aircraft. And for anybody looking for it, this is a home run. So really nice to see that on a awesome mold here from Aviation 400. Very nice. Really nice, to say the least. Excuse me. Etihad Airbus A350-1000 Alpha 6 X-Ray Whiskey Bravo in the 50 years livery. So I was like, I looked at the livery, I was like, what the heck? And then I was like, oh, 50, it's a special. So that's making a lot more sense. Very excited to see that right there for Aviation 400. That's a really unique aircraft. So anybody in the Middle East looking for that special livery or anywhere else that is, definitely feel free to check it out because it's going to be an awesome aircraft. And really excited to see how that will turn out right there for Aviation 400. So a nice aircraft right there, to say the least. That's absolutely awesome. In a Qantas Airbus A350-1000, the house livery, Foxtrot Whiskey Mike India Lima in the Our Spirit Flies Further with Stan. So awesome livery right there. Really cool to get to see that. Phoenix has done it, JC's done it, Gemini may end up doing it, and now you got Aviation 400. So you got every version in the book for these heavy aircraft nowadays, it seems. So it's really cool to see Aviation 400 getting in on that market. It'll be very exciting. And NG Models just announced their Boeing 787-8 mold, so definitely expect even more where that came from on the heavy. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. But it's going to be quite awesome to say the least, so I'm excited to watch it. And now we have some 1-200s for pre-orders as well, so let's dive into those. So we have an Air China Boeing 737-89 Lima Bravo 1945. That's a really cool aircraft right there. I've never seen that Aviation 400 has a 737-800 mold. I knew they had a classic, but not 800, so it's really cool to get to see this now. So really excited to see how this aircraft will turn out. I think it'll be really good, so very excited for that, and that should be absolutely awesome to say the least right there. That should be awesome. Following that, we have nothing. So nice pre-order right there for the 200 scale. That's a cool aircraft for anybody looking for it. It'll be interesting to see if Aviation 400 ever expands into the US sector or any other major region outside of the Asia side for some 200 stuff, because all I've seen in their 200 releases are Asia stuff. So it'll be interesting. I'm very excited to see it, and it should be pretty awesome. So another good release right there from Phoenix. And now we'll move into the next one. So let's take a look and see what's going on. Hobby Master. Let's see what Hobby Master has going this month. So Hobby Master should have some good stuff. let's see what they have all about, and let's see what they got going. So Hobbymaster should be pretty good. Love to see what they're always producing, and should be fun. So let's see. 1:72 scale. Here we go. We have Su-57 Sailor Fighter Russian Air Force 2022 with the 4 missiles. Very nice. The KH-59 MK2 missiles to be particular. This is Hotel Alpha 6804. So very unique looking aircraft. I really don't know too much about the Su-57 besides that it's a not foreign, but you know, internet or a military aircraft that's not used in the United States. That's what I was looking for. So quite a unique aircraft. I think that should be a pretty good seller, and Hobbymaster going all across the globe, and I'm sure they will be with this next aircraft. Actually, they came back to the U.S. for the USMC AV-8B Harrier 2 plus the VMA-311 Afghanistan 2013. Very nice. Hotel Alpha 2630. Maybe not. I thought that was going to be U.S. But another aircraft. Now, I am more familiar with the AV-8Bs, the Harriers. They have come to Tulsa before in different places. So these are really cool aircraft, and I hope to get to see them one day. Really like them. And let me know if you've ever seen a Harrier in the comments. I think they're quite cool. So very nice to see that right there as well. Very cool. Following that, you have the RAAF, Australian Air Force, F-18A Hornet 100th anniversary base Wilmington 2016 livery. This is quite a unique livery, so it must have been, they must have debuted that base in 1926. So quite a cool livery, or 1916, excuse me. We're going too far back in time at this point for my brain. So really cool livery right here, really nice one. And for any Australia collector, you guys are getting a lot in the 400 scale and 200 scales. And now you're getting some military as well, so definitely feel free to go about it. That's really cool, and I'm sure the base Wilmington is a really cool one. So very nice to see that right there from Hobbymaster. Following that, you have a USAF Desert Storm A-10A Thunderbolt to 21 FS 507th ACW Shawn Air Force Base, December 1991. Really cool to get to see that. You guys know the history of the A-10, how long it's been around, and how big of an asset it's been for many Air Force bases across the world. So this is another really cool release right here. I'm sorry, I've been reading the wrong prefix for the tail number. I guess it doesn't actually say tail number on the dill, but it has the Hobbymaster code. So quite interesting. Actually, here it is on the picture, 810964. So another really cool aircraft. I'm so sorry about the chair. I promise I'm going to try to get a better chair for in here so my seat just doesn't go all the way down. So really unique to say the least right there. That's quite a unique aircraft. I think it should be a really good one. So good job right there by Hobbymaster. That's awesome. And we have a France, Phil. B Operations Chamel, Estradon de Chasey, I guess, I don't know. 14 Gascon 2018, very nice aircraft. Don't know a whole lot about this aircraft particularly, besides it looks kind of like a F-18 hybrid type plane, I guess. But a really cool one. It looks cool. I like the design of it, especially the tail portion looks quite unique to an aircraft like that. So quite a unique aircraft. I'm sure it's a really cool one. And again, sorry that I can't put too much input on that. Besides that, it looks pretty cool. So nice to say the least right there. That's pretty cool. And following that, we have a Vietnam MiG-21 PFMF, excuse me, 927th Fighter Regiment, Socialist Republic of Vietnam, 1979. So of course the MiG going back way far in the past, and it's really cool to get to see that. But it's not as cool with this chair. I guess I'll raise it up again, but I don't know what the problem is with it, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, the MiG-21's a really cool aircraft. I really like to see it right there for Hobbymaster. It's a very nice aircraft. It looks really cool, so a nice one right there from Hobbymaster. It's really nice, very cool. And following that, we have a MiG-25 PDS. This is the Foxbat 933rd RAF Air Defense of Ukraine 1995. I'm so sorry, it's kind of hard to say these. But yeah, another really cool looking aircraft. I really like these MiG aircraft. The MiG-25, of course, a longer variant from the MiG-21. And I think it looks really good. I thought Hobbymaster's mold turned out really good. I saw a couple pictures online of the MiGs, and I thought the 25 especially was really cool. So nice to see it right here from Hobbymaster, another beautiful aircraft. And yeah, really nice. So good job right there by Hobbymaster once again. And following that, we now have a Taiwan ROCAF F5F Tiger 2nd 46th Aggressor Squadron. That is a really nice aircraft right there. You guys know how much I like the F5s, especially with the color birds. So really cool to get to see this aircraft as well. They've been an absolute force over the years in various countries. So very cool to get to see that F5. That's a really cool looking aircraft to say the least right there. That's awesome. Following that, we have a UASF FIS F106 Alpha Delta Dart 84th 1970s. I'm so sorry, it's so hard to say these names, but this is a sick looking aircraft right here for this 106 Alpha. I'm sure that this aircraft was an absolute workhorse back in the day, probably 60s, 70s, 80s time frame, before the US Air Force moved on to newer planes. But this is quite a cool one, I'm sure, for any retro collector that really likes the military aspect. And that's really the hard part with militaries. There's not a ton about it on the internet from my discoverings. I'm sure there are. I just got to keep digging for them. But it's really cool, and I'm sure people with sentimental attachments are really going to enjoy this aircraft. So a very cool one right there from Hobbymaster. That's a great plane. Very cool. I always love how they always get such a wide variety. Speaking of which, this is a really cool aircraft. The Air National Guard F-16C Fighting Falcon 100s FF-170 with fighter wing for Alabama Air National Guard 2021. This aircraft came to Tulsa a couple years ago. One of my good friends got a really killer shot of it. So really cool aircraft. I don't think, if I had to pick like a generic one, maybe I would pick an Alabama or something like that. Hopefully they'll do Tulsa Vipers sometimes. It's a really encouraging sign that they're going as far as to do Alabama. So perhaps they'll move into more regions, and they've done a lot of states too. So I'm really excited to see where this is going to go from here for Hobbymaster. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. And I'm really excited for it. That's going to be awesome. So good job right there by Hobbymaster. And now we have some 148s, including a Spitfire MKIXE FO Johnny Holtzen 485 NZ Squadron France, September 1944. Really throwing it back here to the World War II era. It's a really cool looking plane. I like the livery a lot. Again, I don't know a whole lot about it, but obviously plenty of action to say the least, and it looks really cool. So another really good looking Spitfire, and good job right there. That is a great looking aircraft right there from Hobbymaster. Following that aircraft, we have another Spitfire. This is the Jaroslav Dobrovin, something like that, 313 Squadron, October of 1944. So also throwing it back to that time frame. Quite a unique aircraft, but I think a very good looking one at that. So that is absolutely awesome. Excuse me as my voice does not want to cooperate, but a very good looking aircraft right there to say the least. And yeah, that is it for the Hobbymaster releases right there. So very good one, I thought. I really liked the variety they had going to. So yeah, the Alabama and the 106 Alpha aircraft, I think look really good. So let me know which ones you guys would like to get. And those are good looking aircraft right there for Hobbymaster. So very nice right there. And we will proceed into the next one, which might be another Hobbymaster. I can't recall for sure, but let me take a look here. Stand by. New NGs arriving today. We are not going to discuss that. We have already seen it. And InFlight. So we'll move into the InFlight lineup now. Really excited to see what InFlight has. And let me just go get another chair real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Alrighty, sorry about that, guys. The good news is that we're going to have no more chair troubles. This is a fixed chair. So now we're moving into our next one. This is going to be some InFlights. Very excited to see what InFlight has going this month. It's going to be really cool, and hopefully some more good aircraft. So let's see what InFlight has going. They've been pretty hot recently, so excited to see what they got. So let's start with their 1-200 scale, of course. Beginning with a Qantas V-Jet Boeing 707-300 Victor Hotel Echo Bravo Romeo with stand. So another very cool aircraft right here. This is a good looking one. Really good for Australian collectors. We just talked about them in the military department. Now we can talk about them in the civil department. So another really cool aircraft for anybody looking for that. That's a very cool aircraft. I'm sure that'll be a very sought after one. So a really cool one for the retro lineup. So very cool right there. That's very nice. Following that, we have a DHL Boeing 767-300, and this is going to be Golf Delta Hotel Lima Charlie with stand, #1 best workplace. That's a cool aircraft. Really like DHL and what they got going with their 767s, and I really like that title crest there. I'm sure DHL is probably a fair place to work, so very cool to get to see that. That's another great looking aircraft. Very good. Really nice. So, Boeing 747-100, Oscar Sierra Golf Alpha. This is another cool looking aircraft. Don't know too much about this airline, but they seem like a good one. So, very nice to get to see that right there. That's quite a unique piece of aviation history, and I really like it. So, nice job right there by Aviation 200, or InFlight 200, my bad, I'm sorry. And they've been doing a good job so far. So, good job right there. Very nice. Aeromexico Douglas DC-862 X-Ray Alpha Alpha Mike Sierra Amsterdam. Very nice aircraft right here. This is a really cool one. I've been very pleased with the variety efforts that InFlight 200 has provided, and this is just another prime example. Lots of retro this month, so really good plane right there. That's going to be a very popular one, I'm sure, and another very cool piece of aviation history, to say the least. So nice release right there. Very nice. Following that, we have an Air Canada Boeing 747-100 Charlie Foxtrot Tango Oscar Charlie. This is a really cool aircraft. So Air Canada's old livery I always thought was really cool, and it's really cool to get to see it on heavy aircraft, narrow bodies, and different ones. So really cool right here. Of course, you got the really nice, I'm still forgetting what they called the front piece. I've heard it so many times recently, and I still forgot. So that's really cool in this livery, and just in general, the whole concept. So very cool livery right there. That's a very good one for the flag carrier out of Canada. Following that, we have a really cool Janet Fight EG and G Boeing Boeing CT-43A or the 737-253 Advanced, I guess that's what that means. November 5294 Echo. Quite a unique aircraft right here. I really like this. Of course, 737-600s have been going pretty strong as of late, and it's really cool to get to see them on the action with the 737-200. So for anybody looking for quite a unique piece right there, that's a really cool one, and I would highly recommend it. It's a great job right there by InFlight. Very nice. And following that, we have a CP Air Doubles DC-1030 Charlie Golf Charlie Papa Charlie. I'm so sorry. Very cool to get to see this aircraft, as Gemini just did a Boeing 727 from them. So it's really cool to get to see even more pieces for this airline coming out. Again, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I'm sure they're a cool retro carrier. But it's very cool to see CP Air getting done in multiple skills across multiple aircraft. So that's really cool. And I definitely look into CP Air in the future. Very nice. And next we have an Air Salem Boeing 747-200 Hotel Sierra Victor Golf Golf. Another very cool aircraft with your typical silver underbelly. I really like the livery on this one. It's nice and simple, and you love to see it. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a bird, or I'm not exactly sure what the tail is supposed to represent. Probably their flag or something along those lines, but a good looking aircraft right there. That's very nice. Very cool. In a Korean Airlines Doubles DC-1030 Hotel Lima 7317. Really throwing it back with this aircraft. This was probably in the 70s, 80s time frame. Wow. That's a really cool looking livery for Korean Air. I didn't even know they had a livery that looked like that. So quite a cool one. Very, I would say, not modernized, but very iconic for the time, if that makes sense, and quite a cool aircraft. So really cool. Again, probably used on some long haul stuff, some longer narrow body stuff, and things of that nature. So quite a cool release right there, and I really like that from InFlight. Cool release. In a Jetstar Australian Airbus A321-251 Neo Victor Hotel Oscar Foxtrot Echo. Another really cool looking aircraft right there. I really like what they have going with Jetstar. That is an awesome livery right there. So beautiful looking aircraft, and ultimately really pleased to get to see that right there for Jetstar. Obviously, they've been having that movement going in Australia, and I'm very excited to see where it goes from here. Of course, they have some new modern aircraft now, and it's going to be really cool to see how they expand upon that. So cool aircraft right there with a cool purpose, and I like what Jetstar is doing. So cool aircraft right there for InFlight to do. That's awesome. And that is it for InFlights right there. So really nice retro lineup especially, but a couple of modern pieces to make it quite nice. Really appreciate that lineup from InFlight. It definitely wasn't their best, but it also was not bad. It was very solid. So good job right there for InFlight. That was awesome. And we have some more InFlights for pre-order here, of course, because that's just how the system works. Because you guys know InFlight at this point and what they're all about and all that fun stuff. So let's see if I can get this working. There we go. Or I thought I had it working there for a moment. Let's see if I can get it working. Sorry, guys. This always does its little glitch thing. But we have it fixed now. And let's see some more JFox and InFlights. These are going to probably be pretty good pieces with the JFox title. So it's going to be awesome to see. So let's take a look at what we got. In the 1 to 200 scale, beginning with the ANA on upon Airlines, Boeing 747 SR-81, Juliet Alpha 81959, excuse me. Good looking aircraft. I really like the retro livery. This reminds me a lot of that Korean Air already, probably from that same time frame. That was the move at that point. You had the silver underbelly, your colors, and then of course the title in a older font. So really cool right there. I really like that aircraft. I'm sure that'll be a hot seller for InFlight. Following that, we have an ANA Boeing 787-8 Juliet Alpha 813 Dreamliner in just a normal livery. I don't know if they've done many of these in normal livery. The Dash 8 variant, the Dash 9, I'm pretty sure they've done quite a lot with. But the Dash 8 variant, it's really exciting to see in this connotation. So sure, it's going to be a hot seller, and they're really hitting home with some of these Asia internationals. So very cool to get to see that right there. That's awesome. Very nice. Following that, we have a Lufthansa Boeing 747-130 Delta Alpha Bravo Yankee Alpha. This is another beautiful looking aircraft. Love their livery, of course. You guys know how awesome Lufthansa has been over the years. So very cool to get to see their Boeing 747-100 in all of its glory. I really like what Lufthansa has been doing, and even back in that time frame, it's very interesting to learn about. So good job right there for InFlight for representing that, and that is another great retro release right there. Speaking of which, we have another Lufthansa. This is an Airbus A330-200 223 Delta Alpha India Mike Alpha, limited to just 57 pieces. I wonder why so low. I guess just because there wasn't many of them or something like that, or they really want it to be rare. But yeah, that's not a lot. So if you want this aircraft, go get it now because it's going to sell out quickly. But it's really cool to get to see the 200. They obviously didn't have a ton of these. I think just a few. They had mainly the 300 variant, still do to this day. But it's really neat to get to see an A330-200 for Lufthansa done. So cool aircraft, and go get it if you want it. Very nice. LTU Airbus A330-200 also getting done. This time, Delta Alpha Lima Papa Golf is limited to just 44 models, which is crazy to think about in 2022. LTU's had an awesome stretch till they, unfortunately, I don't know if they merged or went bankrupt. One way or another, they're obviously not here anymore with us, but still a very cool airline. And yeah, really cool to get to see their 200 done in such a limited quantity. They've had more models done in so many more quantities, but it's interesting to see such a limited quantity. So cool to see that right there. It's very nice. And following that, we have a Korean Air Boeing 737 MAX 8 Hotel Lima 8348. Very nice aircraft right here. Glad to see the modern side of the Asian market really getting fulfilled. So Korean Air, really cool airline. I think they got it made right there. So very cool to get to see that in the 200 scale with a good mold. Very nice. And now we have a KLM Boeing 737-800 Papa Hotel Delta Charlie Golf. This is another stunning looking aircraft that's going to be very helpful for any European collector looking for the big 1-200. This would for us be like an American or Delta 737 by InFlight. So really cool aircraft. I'm glad to get to see that from my fellow European collectors. That's awesome. Very cool. And now we have a Ryanair Jaguar Boeing 737-200 advanced, I guess, once again. Echo India Charlie Golf Echo. Man, how about that? And sorry, yes, I do know how to say Jaguar. I just did not expect it to be Jaguar. So very nice right there. What a beautiful looking aircraft. Of course, you got the Jaguar on the front part of the aircraft with the gray, and then it transitions into a really neat dark green. You rarely see an aircraft livery like this. So very cool one for Ryanair. This is quite a unique livery, and back when they started, and I don't know if they were doing bad landings at that point or not, but nevertheless, quite a cool aircraft, and it's really cool to get to see for InFlight. That's awesome. Very nice. And that's it. Another really short list, but a really nice variety of retro and modern airplanes right there for InFlight. I think they did a really good job with that release, and you'll have to see it right there for InFlight. So very nice right there. And we have even more where that came from. So first and foremost, though, we do have a new 1-400 brand, and that's probably going to be Jet Hut. I want to make sure before I start talking about it too much, and if I can get my computer to work, I don't know why it does that. Okay, Jet Hut making their first model. Really cool. So this is the new line Virgin Atlantic Boeing 787-9 Golf Victor Bravo Echo Lima by Jet Hut. So I guess NG models had something to do with this. I don't know exactly. It just says new brand Jet Hut by NG first model. I don't know what that means, but that's obviously not their mold. But if you guys don't know about last year, there was some speculation that there would be a new model company coming on named Jet Hut to make affordable models for the 1-400 scale. They did make a ton of models for some Japan Airlines. I don't know if they're like collector's items or what it was, but they were making models for that. And then they wanted to expand to become an actual brand. And a year later, they are finally here with their very first model. It'll be this Virgin Atlantic 787-9. Quite honestly, it looks pretty good. This aircraft particularly, it's $33, and I believe their narrow bodies are going to be about $25. So especially with the increased cost nowadays, it is really cool to see an airline or a company kind of coming in to fulfill that gap. And I kind of look at this as like, it's kind of like Herpa models is what it seems like to me, but they're moving it up to 1-400. So you're not going to have aerials, you're not going to have rolling landing gears and all that fun stuff. But you may have some really quality, nice models for a very affordable price. So I really like the strategy here, especially with how expensive model collecting's been recently and how much more expensive it's going to get, unfortunately, especially in the 400 scale. The proportions just don't line up. So it's really cool to see a new option on the market. It'll be very interesting to see how these models live up to the standard. Of course, they're not going to be elite models by any means, but they are going to be a really good option, especially for people on a budget. So I really like to see this, and this is really cool. So good job, Jet Hut. Very excited, and definitely go pre-order if you want. That's an awesome aircraft. So very nice right there. And then we do have some more in-flights in a WB. I don't know what that's going to be, but we'll take a look. So here we go with some more in-flights. Started with the Singapore cargo Boeing 747-400 9 Victor Sierra Charlie Alpha. This is another great looking aircraft, nice and modern, and you love to see it for anybody that's looking for this particular airframe. So a very cool aircraft, and I'm really excited to see how that one will be utilized. That'll be awesome. So very nice right there, very cool. Following that, we have a Cathay Pacific cargo Boeing 747-267 freighter Victor Romeo Hotel Victor Yankee. Very nice aircraft right here. Really love to see it right here for Cathay Pacific cargo. Of course, you got the green, the gray underbelly, the white. That's an awesome aircraft right there. You love to see it. What a beauty, and just ultimately a really cool aircraft to say the least. I really like what they got going with that, and that's a really cool looking aircraft. So good job right there. That is absolutely awesome, and you love to see it right there. That's awesome aircraft to say the least. Very nice. So very cool right there as well. Nice and simple. That was quick. Just 2 cargo 747. So glad to see them adding these to portfolio. 1 modern, 1 retro. So you glad to see what they're fulfilling. It'll be interesting to see if InFlight does any futuristic aircraft at some point. So very nice right there. And of course, you got the Virgin Atlantic 787, which is going to be awesome. Again, go pre-order it if you'd like it. I may even have to get it just to give them a try. See what they're all about. Very nice. Following that, we have some new JC Wings and Aviator models and a new Panda mold. So this is going to be interesting. So let's take a look and see what's going on with these guys. So very excited to see, and it's going to be awesome. So we do have a new Aviator model for pre-order. That's a Tan Shajalas Boeing 737-400 Hotel Romeo Sierra Hotel Lima. This is going to be a really good aircraft, I bet. Love to see it. Aviator's done a really good job with their aircraft. I'd love to see another classic 737. So very excited to see how they do with that. I think it's going to be really good. So nice release right there. New Panda models for pre-order, including a new mold. This is now going to be the TU-214 SUS. Russia Special Flight Attachment Aircraft. Romeo Alpha 64522. Quite a unique aircraft right here, and I'd love to see another new mold. I don't know what it's been with Panda models making all these TU molds, but hey, they're doing what they do best. So really cool to get to see more new molds for the TU family. So anybody that's been loving TU aircraft, I'm sure the last couple of years for you have been unbelievable. So really cool to get to see that. That's a cool aircraft, and I'm glad to see them doing that. So that's awesome. Very nice right there. And you love to see the new mold. And this one is also new right here with this aircraft, although this is just a, I don't know what the difference is because the picture says 214, but the listing doesn't say that. So I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, it's very similar. I guess it just doesn't have that top part. So really cool to get to see that. That is an awesome aircraft. And if you want the normal one, go for the normal one. So very nice to get to see that right there as well. Following that, we have the Aeroflot Nord Tupolev TU-134 Alpha 3 Romeo Alpha 65083 in the new colors. So cool to get to see Aeroflot get this livery. Again, these aircraft are really big in that region. So nice to get to see that right there. And that is another awesome aircraft to say the least right there. Good job right there by Panda Models. And following that, we also have this one right here. And the difference with this one is it's not the special part. This is just the current livery with no decal. I don't know what the special part of that is called, but hey, there it is. Looks really nice. That is a nice looking aircraft. And for anybody looking for it, that is a good option for you. So very nice right there. Following that, now we have the Russia State Transport Tupolev TU-134A3. So they are definitely using these. Romeo Alpha 65109. Nice aircraft right here. I really like the detail they got going here. They got some nice variety going with this aircraft. So good job right there by Panda, continuing to expand on the Tupolev market. And for if you're a Tupolev fan, man, I hate your wallet this month to say the least. And some new JC Wings in the 400 scale for pre-order. Let's take a look and see what these are looking like. Sorry about that. Alrighty, let's take a look and see what JC Wings has going for this month. Beginning with this Evergreen Super Tanker Boeing 747-100 FSF, excuse me, November 479 Echo Victor, my goodness, with stickers. So it's really cool to see that JC Wings has been doing innovative things like this, like making aircraft cards and different things like that, and including stickers. I think that's a really good innovation. So really cool to get to see that right there for man. JC Wings, and it's really awesome to get to see what they've been doing with their product and model and just all that fun stuff. Love Evergreen Retro Airline. They had so many awesome years. So really cool piece right here, and I love to see the sticker too. That's absolutely awesome. So good job right there by JC. Moving into the Air India Boeing 747-300 Mike. Victor Tango Echo Papa X-Ray. Really cool. And I like how they make the stickers very unique to the aircraft. So that's really cool. And yeah, Air India getting more aircraft. So very cool. And that's absolutely awesome. So good job right there by by JC Wings. Once again, of course. And here is another one out. Although this difference is a different tail number, and I think the livery is slightly different because you see the blue on the nose. So very unique aircraft. But hey, what can I say? JC does their thing, and you love to see it right there. That's very nice. Very cool. And that is it for JC Wings right there. So I really like the stickers. The 747 Classics look really cool, and they're going to sell really well. And all the Pandas, of course, too, and the Aviator. So very nice lineup right there, and a very diverse one to say the least. You love to see it. Last but certainly not least, we got some Hobby Masters and SkyMax for pre-orders. So let's take a look and see what it's all about right here. Let's scroll down and see what we got going with these boys. So here we go right here, right now. If I can get my Easy Toys newsletter to work. Sorry, guys. There we go. Alrighty, let's see what we got going here. It's going to be interesting. So, more Hobby Masters in the 1 to 72. We got an F-15C Eco. This is the Grim Reapers RAF Lake Neve, England, March 2022. Very cool to get to see F-15 from that region. It seems like we haven't got many F-15s from the international spectrum, so really cool to get to see that. I think that's a very cool looking aircraft, and I really like to see that right there. So very nice right there on that F-15C. Following that, we have a Russian Air Force Su-30 SM Flanker H Blue 45 2020. That's a really cool aircraft. I really like the livery on that one, just the design with the big under dip under the fuselage. So very unique aircraft, and that's a really cool one. So nice aircraft right there for the Russian Air Force. That's very nice. And following that, we also have a Russian Air Force MiG-31B Foxhound Blue 08 early version. Something I can't read right there. So, nice aircraft right there. I think that's another very neat release. I don't know a whole lot about the MiG-31, but again, the 23 and 25 seem really cool. So, 31's also a very unique aircraft. It kind of looks like a paper airplane, if you will. But a very good looking aircraft, and you love to see it right there for the Russian Air Force. So, very good job right here by Hogmaster, of course. And now we have a ROCAF F-134G Starfighter Captain SLHU 3rd TWF 8th TS Hogmaster. So don't know a whole lot about that situation. If anybody does, feel free to comment below. But I'm sure that has some significant meaning, and I'm sure that somebody's going to be very happy that they chose to do that. So a really good job right there by Hogmaster. Again, another very unique aircraft, and it's really cool to get to see that situation no matter what it is. So very interesting, but there you go right there. Very impressive. And to follow that, we have an F-16 Fighting Falcon Passionate Past the 80th Anniversary Luke Air Force Base 2022. Really cool aircraft right there. I don't know a whole bunch about this Air Force Base or anything, but I do really like the livery that they have on it, and another very good job on the F-16C. Seems like it's one of the most common aircraft out there than the F-18, but you love to see it in the modern military day and age, and they look really cool. So really nice aircraft right there. Very nice. And following that, now we have a Japan GASD T4 Trainer 31st TSQ First AW. I don't know what all they're getting at with that, but hey, you love to see it right there. Really cool livery with the blue and orange. You don't see something like that every day. It's a really cool aircraft right there. I really like what they got going, and that looks really cool. So very nice job right there for the Japan Air Force, or whatever part they are in. I'm sorry about that, not knowing for sure, but they do look good right there. So good job right there for Japan. And following that, now we have an Iraq, I think that's what it is, Iran, Iraq, some along those lines. Air Force SU-25K, Foot Frog, Frog Foot, I'm sorry, I said that backwards, I knew something went wrong. 25616, 144th Squadron, 1991, throwing it way back right here. I don't know, this aircraft, it's like they put like a, I'm thinking, it's like they put a C-130 in like a MiG-25 or something together. This is a very unique aircraft right here with the SU-25K variant. Don't know a whole lot about this, of course, but it definitely fascinates me to see the design here, and the livery looks really cool in it too. So quite a unique aircraft, and if you're looking for a really neat oddball, that may be the one for you. So definitely a neat aircraft right there. It's quite nice. And now we have some SkyMax. I don't know too much about this brand or what they make. This is going to be a complete surprise. So let's see what SkyMax is all about. Don't know them again, but hey, let's see what they do. And it looks like they do some more military stuff. So here is a Netherlands Hawker Tempest MKV EJ 762 November 1994. So another Spitfire, just like what we saw for, I'm trying to think of who it was. I believe it was Hobbymaster 2. Cool aircraft. I really like the details on that, and possibly this is like the blue box for Hobbymaster. Could be completely wrong on that, but really cool aircraft from the Netherlands. If you're looking for a really antique piece, this is a good option. So very cool to get to see that right there. That's absolutely awesome. Sorry about the microphone. It keeps shaking on me, but there we go. Okay. And then following that, we have a UAF Hawker Tempest MK EJ705 W2X number 80 Squadron 2nd TAF Autumn 1944. I like how they label it Autumn. That's quite different, but another very unique aircraft right here. Just a little bit of difference there in the middle of the fuselage. Paint seems very similar, so very easy clone right there, and very easy to change it up a little bit. So you love to see it, and that's another nice aircraft. Very niche based, to say the least. Very nice. And that is it for today's release reaction. Really good job by Hobbymaster right there. Again, a lot of awesome aircraft, and I don't know a whole bunch about it, but I definitely look to learn more. So feel free to comment below if you guys like to help me out. I would very much appreciate it, and I'm very excited to see what's to come for Hobbymaster. So ultimately, like I said, a very good release, a lot of moving parts, and ultimately just a whole bunch to assess, go into detail about, and just see what it's all about. Personally, I thought that we had a lot of really good releases today. I don't think that there's a single plane I'll be buying out of this, but I think there's a lot of good options. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. guys, and feel free to order these if you'd like to, and all that fun stuff from your desired retailer, or also the Midwest Model Store is also very good, so feel free to check them out below. But yeah, very pleased with these releases. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Absolutely awesome stuff, and I highly recommend them if you are looking to buy any of those. But with all that being said, that will do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.